If you're shopping for a bow mount trolling motor and you've landed on the Minn Kota Ulterra with mega down imaging, you're probably trying to decide whether the extra features are worth the jump from a standard motor. I get it, most anglers don't need a $2,000 motor, but if you fish a lot, run big water, or rely on electronics to find fish, this could be the one that actually saves you time instead of just adding clutter. The link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Ulterra isn't just a motor with a fancy name, it's built around a few core ideas that matter once you're on the water. First, the auto stow and deploy system means you don't have to reach over the bow every time you pull into a spot. That might sound small, but after a long day of moving around, having the motor lift and stow itself with the push of a button is a game changer. It's not just about convenience, it keeps your hands free when you're fighting a fish or adjusting gear. The power trim function works the same way, so you can raise or lower the motor without ever leaving your seat. That's real-world usability, not just a spec on a page. Then there's the GPS piece. The Ulterra comes with Minn Kota's advanced GPS trolling system built in, including SpotLock and jog. If you fish structure like points, humps, or weed edges, SpotLock holds you in a tight circle without drifting, even in wind or current. That's huge when you're trying to keep your bait in the strike zone. The jog function lets you nudge the boat in small increments without touching the throttle, which is perfect for working a school of fish without spooking them. If you fish open water or big lakes where wind pushes you around, this system actually pays for itself in saved time and better presentations. Now, the mega down imaging is where this motor stands out from the crowd. Most trolling motors come with a basic transducer, but the Ulterra has a built-in mega down imaging sensor that gives you crystal clear views of structure and bait fish below the boat. You're not just seeing a blob on the screen, you can pick out individual fish and see the bottom composition in detail. That's not just nice to have, it's a tool that helps you find fish faster and place your lure exactly where they are holding. If you're serious about electronics and spend a lot of time scouting new areas, this feature alone can cut your learning curve in half. But here's the thing, not everyone needs all of this. If you fish small ponds or only go out a few times a year, the Ulterra might feel like overkill. You'd be better off with a simpler motor that still gets the job done without the extra cost. The Ulterra shines when you're on large bodies of water, fishing multiple spots in a day, or using electronics heavily. If you're the kind of angler who runs big water, fishes tournaments, or relies on tech to find fish, this motor will pay for itself in efficiency and better presentations. There are a couple of trade-offs to consider. First, the Ulterra is heavy. At 80 pounds of thrust and with the built-in GPS and imaging, it's not a lightweight option. If you're running a small boat or a kayak, you might want to look at something lighter. Second, the price tag is steep. You're not just paying for thrust, you're paying for the integrated electronics and the automation. If you already have a good fish finder, you might not need the mega down imaging built into the motor. In that case, a simpler Minn Kota with the same thrust might be a better fit. Another thing to think about is battery life. The Ulterra is efficient, but the built-in GPS and imaging will draw more power than a basic motor. If you're running all day, you'll need a good battery setup, likely a lithium battery, or a deep cycle setup with enough capacity to handle the extra load. Don't assume your old battery will cut it. Plan for the power draw if you want to use all the features without running low midday. So, who should buy the Minn Kota Ulterra? If you fish big water, rely on electronics to find fish, or spend a lot of time moving between spots, this motor is worth the investment. The auto stow and deploy, GPS system, and mega down imaging work together to make your time on the water more efficient and productive. You'll spend less time fighting the motor and more time fishing. If you're on the fence, ask yourself, do you really need the automation and the integrated imaging, or would a simpler motor get the job done? If the answer is no, you might be better off saving the money and going with a more basic option. But if you know you'll use the features, the Ulterra is one of the few motors that actually delivers on its